with Caitlin Clark and her status within the game of women's basketball. Where does she belong in the annals of the history of the game of women's basketball? Which, I'm going to be honest with you, it hasn't exactly been my strong suit as a sports fan through the years. But now here I am talking about it on this program because ESPN was having a conversation about who are the top 5 women's basketball players of all time. Guess who was absent from that list? Yes, that's right. You would be correct in guessing that it was Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, not included on ESPN's list. And let's go ahead and take a look at this here. I'm going to tell you the players that are on the list. Breanna Stewart from Connecticut. Candace Parker from Tennessee. Diana Taurasi from Connecticut. Maya Moore from Connecticut. And Reggie's big sister, Cheryl Miller from USC. That was their top 5. Caitlin Clark left out of that picture. So is this another example of ESPN hating on Caitlin Clark? Or is there a case to be made that that's an accurate list? This is what I do for you. I dig into these issues. I asked Grok this morning to compare the achievements and accomplishments of these 6 women and to objectively tell me, where does Caitlin Clark fit into this picture? Now, here's the thing. ESPN is prioritizing national championships. Breanna Stewart won 4. Candace Parker won 2. Taurasi won 3. Maya Moore won 2. Cheryl Miller won a couple. First team All-Americans. All of these women, first team All-Americans at least twice. Breanna Stewart was a first team All-American 4 times. So was Taurasi. Caitlin Clark not winning a championship is the one thing here that leaves her lacking in terms of her resume. Now, Caitlin Clark did something that none of the other players ever did, and that is lead the country in scoring and assists. And she did it all 4 years that she played. That's right. You may not know that. Caitlin Clark led the nation in both scoring and assists all 4 years of her career. Breanna Stewart never led the nation in anything. So you got to decide, how do you feel about it? Is it championships that make the greatness of the player? We're talking about UConn players. How many championships do you think Caitlin Clark would have won if we had surrounded her with the Gino Auriemma UConn roster? Would she have led the country in scoring at that point? Probably not. They wouldn't have needed her to score 30 a game. Would she have?
Big point right there. Big point. And this is why a lot of people don't understand when I talk about Caitlin Clark has been dealt her hand, her card, her deck of cards in her hand, and that's what she ran with at Iowa. Not as much talent, but she got what she did by trusting her teammates, getting them better, and playing their style of basketball, right? Wasn't loaded with 5-star recruits. It wasn't. That's the difference with Caitlin Clark and a lot of these girls on that list. How can you, first off, and I said it earlier, if you're going to do a comparison like that, make it about a team then. Don't make it about a single person, because Caitlin Clark has accomplished more than pretty much all of them when it comes to single accolades. Single player accolades, not team accolades. Championships are won with a team. Remember that.
Led the country in assists, maybe. Would she have won championships? Certainly. She dragged Iowa all the way to the brink 2 times. That ain't a basketball school.
Nope.
So what are we comparing here? For the record, Grok ranked her 6th. I will just tell you, as much as some of you might like for me to have a little righteous indignation and say that ESPN is terrible, I think that there's depending upon what you prioritize, you could rank Caitlin Clark number 1, I suppose, or you could rank her number 6. But when it comes on the heels of all of the shit that we have heard said about Caitlin Clark, some of it emanating from the worldwide leader, I think it's easy to see why people are cynical and they say, well, of course, Caitlin Clark is the one that you would leave out of the top 5. But Breanna Stewart, I will say, out of everything that I looked at today, I have an increased appreciation for Breanna Stewart. 4 national championships, 4-time first-team All-American, 4 Final Four Most Outstanding Player awards.
And that's fine, right? That's fine. We're not taking anything away from Sharon Miller, Taurasi, Maya Moore, Stewie, none of those girls. But I think we have it backwards when we're talking about the accomplishments and we're talking about this list they had up here. Okay? Caitlin Clark accomplished more. This is about player, not team. Once again, Caitlin Clark would have probably had some natties in her under her bag, under her belt, if she played at UConn. Look at the top 3 out of the 5. Where did they all play? UConn. Do they have better accolades and better single stats than Caitlin Clark? None of them. None of them have better stats than Caitlin Clark, but they all have championships playing under UConn. That's the only thing separating them from Caitlin Clark. They don't have more assist records. They don't have any more scoring records than Caitlin Clark. We can go on and on and on. And once again, you put you put Maya Moore, you put Cheryl, Candace, put Breanna, put Stewie. I know they had Asia up here, put Kelsey Plum, put Brittany Griner, put them all at Iowa with that same roster, same team, without all those heavy recruits that UConn and Tennessee and all those big-time Texas and South Carolinas and all those schools get. Guarantee they don't do anything that Caitlin Clark did with that Iowa team. They probably won't win any Big Ten tournaments, and they probably wouldn't be as far as they went in the NCAA tournament. Just being honest. You got to be honest. So I find it disrespectful. They didn't play the clip where this lady right here was speaking. I forgot what her name is, but she was speaking, and it was a little bit frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It was a little frustrating. She went into straight defense mode because Caitlin Clark was placed at number 5. He placed Caitlin Clark at 5. Then she started going on, well, Caitlin Clark hasn't won any championships. The thing that separates all these women up here, they won championships. And then he was like, oh, you convinced me. And then he took Caitlin Clark off the top 5. So they're going based off championships, I guess. They make it about a team. Top 5 all time. Team. Not players. It's not fair. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, no disrespect to these women. These girls are great. They're talented. They've done great things for the league. Kudos to them. But I think this is completely wrong. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about it in the comment section. I'm going to catch you on the next one. And I'm out.